Right, guys, we're back, and hey, what difference? What a week we've had, and what a difference a few days makes. Fucking from the disappointment of Rennes and everyone going, "Oh, well, that's it, give up, this, that, and the other." Going into the United game, Man United, we're going to get battered 4-1, 3-1. They're coming to our gather where we never lost against the top six side apart from City this season at home, and we won. Not only did we win, we kept a clean sheet, and yet again, Unai Emery has stuck it to all the media and all these doubters. Wrong again, which is brilliant. It's perfect. And now in the top four, and with 8 games to go, touch wood, it's in our hands. It's ours to lose now. Let's hope we don't do a Tottenham. But anyway, joining me tonight, we've got Colin. How you doing, Colin?
Where's all them United fans now? You quiet? You dealing with that? Yeah, thinking you're going to come up into our house and play us off the park. Bitch, you got bitch slapped. Deal with it. Deal with it, you motherfucker.
And of course, I'm joined by a newbie as well. Ralph, how you doing, Ralph?
I'm good there, Ryan, mate. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. A Monday where you've been your rivals and your title contenders seem to have a little dip or slip, and those down the road, keep it going, guys. Keep it going. Yeah, we love it. We love it.
Don't just fight a Champions League, fight of Europa League as well. Let's do that. Make it even better for us, because move to a new stadium, have one European game if you're lucky, and then next season we won't have Europe at all. Then we can all laugh at you. Yeah. Could this weekend could have got any better for us?
No.
Results wise, really.
No.
As you said, Tottenham, they lost against Southampton. They probably would have won.
Actually, right, it could have been just slightly better. Wolves could have beat Chelsea, and that would have.
That was again last minute, man.
2 minutes to the end.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden,
that's the thing with them. See, again, this is why I wasn't worried about Chelsea having games in hand. Without Hazard, they're nothing. Like, honestly, I mean, I don't see that people. Well, certain Arsenal fans were worried about Chelsea having 2 games in hand. And I'm just sitting there thinking, all right, calm down. Calm down. They beat Fulham. Fulham are tripe, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Right? They face a side that is semi-organised in Wolves, and what happens? They cannot break them down for 90-plus minutes until Hazard bails them out again. They will not be in the top 4 by the end of the season. Mark my words, they won't.
I tell you, Wolves are a very, very tough side. You can't, you can't take them lightly. They've pulled off some really good results in the last 5 matches. I think 5-6 matches. They had a little dip mid-season on, but then they seem to have just like gathered some kind of pace as well. So you can't write them off as such. Chelsea, on the other hand, as you mentioned, as you called it, Colin, that game in hand doesn't really mean anything now. You know what I mean? So it's all up for grabs.
It doesn't, right? Because even if they win it, right, they're still behind us on goal difference.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it says something when Chelsea have 3 strikers on their technically on their books that are all of the same ilk. They're all airborne sort of strikers. One of them's gone out on loan, but the one he's brought in, he has faith in, is an Argentinian Giroud. Let's be honest. That's been polite.
Oh man. I mean, but yeah. All right. I'm not. Look, I don't particularly have. Well, with Higuain, it's 2 things. Do you know what? It's the same thing. It's the same problem they have with Hazard, really. Everyone else around them is garbage. Let's be real about it.
Oh, of course, we know that, but that's not,
like
still
got fucking
all the hype.
They just don't have. They don't have enough game winners in their squad. Do you know what I mean? Like,
When
aside,
Diego Costa used to play, you used to think he was
yeah,
one that he would bully teams. You know what I mean? They don't have that kind of like steel
no,
mentality anymore.
no, they
No.
don't. And with Chelsea, I've always had this kind of thought that there would be a point where the managerial merry-go-round would inevitably blow up in their face.
Yeah,
And that's exactly what's happened. You know, they get rid of Jose Mourinho. All right, fine. They weren't playing great, but they did win the title the year before.
mm-hmm.
They then bring in Gus Hiddink. He lifts them up a little bit. They bring in Conte, and straight off he wins the title. They then sack him. And they now bring in an attacking manager in Maurizio Sarri, when the last two managers they've appointed have been defensive, counter-attacking managers, and they suddenly think that that's going to take a couple of months to sort. No, this is well over 3-4 years, probably going back to Villas-Boas, where they've been a defensive side, and suddenly they think they can change that into the attacking side within the space of a couple months.
But Colin, didn't we have that conversation last weekend about? I'm trying to think. It was the name of the Chelsea manager who won them the Champions League.
Di Matteo.
Di Matteo, yeah, and like he was getting them there. But it's like the board didn't have much faith in him. They got rid of him, and then they slipped back into their own ways again.
Yeah, they were doing well in the league before they sacked him.
Yeah,
I didn't think he was doing that bad of a job.
No.
But, you know, the thing with Chelsea, right, and you could sort of say the same about our fan base as well. They expect that instant gratification in a way. With Chelsea fans, it's trophies, right? Because their biggest problem with Sarri is he's never won anything, right? My simple argument to that would be, look at who he was competing against. Juve win every trophy in Italy, bar a major fuck up.
Yeah.
And it almost happened last year near the end, but they got over the line just.
Exactly, and they really think any other manager is winning a trophy in Italy unless Juve fuck up. Nah.
I have to say about Chelsea's history, in the sense that, from what I recall, it would have been going back 10 plus years. They didn't really win anything. They were like a really good, like, mid-table team. I think when they I'm trying to think what was they challenged for the European Cups as well, and and then when they won that trophy, and Mourinho came in, Abramovich came in, that injection of money provided them with the firepower they need to sustain like back-to-back Premiership wins, I think, for the Championship. So the money came in, they had the right players at the right time, and if you remember, like, it was like Mikelele, who was one of their midfielders. He was a difficult character to play against, and Drogba, all those players, and then all of a sudden they took one of our players, Cole, and they had a really good defensive and midfield attacking unit. So the finance, pretty much, we also used, I think, some of the chances to be that they paid they paid the league. They managed to like win everything because Abramovich was the main guy who gave them the money. He financed everything he did. But at the same time, he had the mentality that if the team didn't perform or Mourinho didn't perform, he wanted to instigate getting rid of a player as well. So that's how Mourinho got through. And then don't forget, Mourinho got sacked by him as well. So as you were saying about the managerial merry-go-round, they always seem to hit a point where they may be consistent, but if they don't win anything, then the fans get on their back, and then the chairman starts getting on the manager's back, and then before you know it, that manager's gone again. So I think with our fan base, we can be a bit picky, but I think we've gone too long a period of time to win the Premiership. The time when Arsene Wenger could have left, he decided to hang on, and that's been our demise, as it were, and Chelsea's ascendancy.
Yeah, and the thing now, Raj, yeah, and I was thinking this yesterday, actually. When you look at our home form, it's up there with the best in the league. It's our away form that kind of sets us back a bit. But if we can sort that out, and we can get all the little pieces together, like for me personally, I'm thinking yesterday with Mustafi not in the team, I don't think it's any coincidence that all of a sudden we're better defensively.
Yeah.
With him not being there, because there's no chance of a fuck up happening.
Yeah.
Or at least not a monumental fuck up happening.
Yeah.
No. I think also it gave that defensive three more. It may sound a bit harsh, as it were, but when you're not thinking about someone messing up, you're thinking about just doing your job, keeping your shape, and putting an onus on the opposition, and that's the reason why the team performed so well. The wheels right in their faces, and that's what I like when we play with no fear. And we put the onus on them, then they're asking questions, they're backing off.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. And I think with Koscielny and Socrates, listen, I'm not going to lie. I thought it would be a game too much for Koscielny before the game, given how he played in midweek. But Socrates, Koscielny, and Monreal, they're our best defenders comfortably. It's not even close.
Especially in that formation with three centre backs.
Exactly, but what worked, right? What made the three at the back work, right? Was the wing backs. We didn't have wing backs that were scared to go forward and then think to themselves, "Oh shit, I've got to get back." Maitland-Niles is good going forward. He always has been.
Yeah.
And getting back he's good at as well. And I think him being a central midfielder by trade actually helps him in that regard as a wing back, because he knows about defensive responsibilities, and you have to know that as a wing back.
Yeah.
So in that regard, being a central midfielder actually helped Maitland-Niles in the long run. Kolasinac I've had worries about because he's good going forward. I'm not going to say a bad thing about him going forward, but defensively he's not great.
No.
Let's be honest about that. But yesterday he was outstanding.
Yeah.
And that's what made our formation work, the wing backs, because a lot of people don't understand how important wing backs or full backs are these days. You look at Manchester City, I can tell you for a fact that their system doesn't work without them full backs.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it?
Yeah, you look at Man United as well.
Yeah.
Dalot, Shaw, Ashley Young, their system doesn't work without fullbacks. Fullbacks are so important in the modern game now. In fact, in a sense, they're actually more important than wingers. Because fullbacks are essentially wingers, really, if you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way I look at it. But the best thing about yesterday, right, is you could literally make a case for every single player being man of the match.
Yeah, and how often does that happen?
Never. Not with us.
Not this squad. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
But again, to what we was mentioned on Easy Talk just before the weekend, when you got your game plan and you're playing without fear and everybody knows their job, that is it. You put Man United. I don't think Man United, in respect, come across a team like us. They know of us, and they probably were thinking when they came down, or just remember how we used to roll them over and everything. I think that's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will put that into their heads pretty much, the way that they used to play. So they did come a bit too arrogant and too overconfident. That's fine, you know what I mean. But like I said before, when you hit our manner, we've got to be in their faces, and I think this game might have been a pivotal point for Man United because they were on this run. Now they've picked up a loss. What's going to happen to their next match? I think whoever they play against, that mentality and the fact that we're going to give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the managerial post as well. One loss tends to, and is a monumental match as well. It wasn't. It's not against Fulham or Chelsea or them down the road. It was against us. We've always been their bitter rivals, and we've also been their yardstick to measure up against as well. So it'd be interesting to find out if they can pick themselves up after this loss, or if another loss comes in or a draw. That doubt will start being in the back of their minds.
Yeah, it's that sort of stuff that defines a manager, Raz, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, because the next 3 games are Wolves away the cup, Watford at home, Wolves away in the league. So not easy games, really.
No, playing Wolves twice in the cup and in the league, that's...
And like I said before, Wolves are no joke. They're not a joke side. No. They may be 1 or 2 players off from being a really competitive mid-table, maybe even top 8. I'm not sure where they are in the league standings at this moment in time.
I think they're 7th, actually.
There we go, and they're there for a reason. You know what I mean? If they stay within the top 6, would it be European places up for grabs as well? Or is it...
Possibly. Depends on what happens to the cup as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously, with City winning the League Cup and Chelsea being the runners-up, with Chelsea winning in the top 6 somehow, and so they get spot. And also that's then spot for the final will go for grabs to the next lowest in the league, I think. Like in the FA Cup, they were doing the FA Cup. I think it might have changed since we last did that.
Yeah. And what Wolves have on their side, right? Their manager, Nuno Santos, is fantastic. He really is.
Yeah.
He seems tactically astute, and most managers in the Premier League aren't. I mean, there's a few that are, but more specifically, mid-table and in the bottom 3, not so much. And for him to take Wolves into the Premier League and have them be 7th in his first season, that's an amazing accomplishment. Amazing.
Yeah.
Regardless of where they end up in the league, to do what he's done in Wolves' first season is amazing. It really is. But
he looked generally gutted that they lost against Chelsea, drew against Chelsea.
Yeah,
just moments away before that equalised. I think he was thinking, we've got this in the bag. We've literally got them. We've contained them. But it was just that bit of pressure towards the end that failed them. But he looks at one of those managers that he knows what he's talking about. He knows his players inside out. He's tactically, as you mentioned, tactically aware as well. Yeah, if I wouldn't be surprised if they were to. They're coming on the blind side as well. Nobody's really thinking about them.
No.
Nobody's really thinking about them.
No, I'll be honest with you, mate. I thought they would finish 13th, 14th, around that kind of area. I didn't think they'd get relegated because I think they have good players, but I didn't think they would be where they are at this point of the season.
No.
Absolutely not. They are, to me, they're this season's surprise package. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, hands down, without doubt. That's fair. That's, again, as you said, that's down to the manager. He's coming to the league. He's never coached. Again, it's not like he's even coached in this league before. He's come up with Wolves. His first time. He's been backed by his owners, but still, you're not expecting to be up where he is.
No,
and that's all down to him. And fair play to him. I think he's the only manager out of the top three that have come up that have gone away to all the top 6 sides this season and got at least a point from each away game.
Yeah,
and that in itself.
That's a major achievement.
Yeah. Going back to the United game briefly. Let's get to the first goal. What was your initial vision before they started showing all the replays? What was your initial thought on that goal? Because I'll be honest, I was shocked it went in. The manner it went in. I thought there must have been a deflection on the way because the way the keeper was so rooted to the spot. But when you see the replay, because the goalkeeper of his ilk and he's top of the league and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Rooted to the spot or not, you still expect him to throw his body at it at least. But I'm not complaining if he went in.
The thing is, Ryan, right? At first, I thought De Gea made a mistake, right? But I've watched it back since, and Matic is actually more at fault for the goal than De Gea is.
Yeah,
because he's the one that didn't close down the space.
Yeah,
and if he does that, that goal doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And I think that's where United went wrong for them. Well, pretty much the whole game. They lacked urgency in the midfield for pretty much the whole time, the whole game, I thought. Jesse Lingard was a massive miss for them because what he gives you, as much as we all hate the prick, he's
harsh. So harsh, but true.
He gives United that energy in midfield. And they missed that. With Matic, I've always had this thought that your out-and-out defensive midfielders are going out of the game ever so gradually, right? And when you play that position, you cannot afford to make a fuck-up like that. Because then the spotlight is going to be on you. But as we've seen before, only one other person has highlighted that Matic was at fault for the goal. And that was our good friend Graham Brooks.
Yeah.
Right?
Graham tactician.
Exactly. But with the media
all
of that, they're blaming De Gea, they're blaming the wind, they're blaming pretty much everything apart from Matic, because God forbid if a United player does something wrong.
Yeah. I have to say though, I was watching the highlights and the pundits were saying how it's De Gea's fault. He went left, and I'm always one for, like, if you get a chance and you're outside the box, as much as we like to try and walk the ball in, and much to our detriment as well, we've walked the ball in on occasions when really we should just have a dig. Xhaka got that in his locker, whether it's dead ball or whether he has space. And if Matic doesn't close, like any defensive midfielder, if you don't close the man down, and the man's got an eye on goal, 8 times out of 10, he's going to have a pop. And at the 8, maybe 2 or 3 of those will actually go the way it went. So forget about wins, forget about De Gea. I think we were overdue something like that. Because I think in the, was it last year? We peppered the goal in the
last year. Yeah.
And De Gea was Mr. Marvel all of a sudden. It was like he saved about 5 or 6 shots that were going in.
The only thing I would say to that, Raj, is we let that happen. We conceded 2 goals inside 10 minutes and expected to get back into the game against the Jose Mourinho side. That doesn't happen.
No,
it just doesn't. So that was our own fault. What I liked about yesterday, more than that, I hated that game last year for many, 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 many reasons. Because no one was pointing out the obvious flaws in what happened. I was the only one that did that. Everywhere I looked, all I seen was, oh, we're the better side. Oh, we had this amount of chances. De Gea turned into fucking Neuer for the afternoon. Well, news flash, if we don't go 2-0 down, we're not having to pepper their goal because we're not in panic stations.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And yesterday, what I liked about yesterday more than anything else, right? And Raz, you know how many times I've talked about commitment levels before, and how I've questioned the commitment levels of some of these players, right? The commitment levels last night were there.
Yeah,
it was visible for everyone to see. You couldn't have a go at anyone because it's not like last year where we made fuck ups in the early stages and we're having to correct that.
Yeah.
We were on it from the first minute. You could sense it. There was just that belief around the whole.
But Colin, that's how playing at home should be like.
Exactly.
When you're at home, there's no margin of error. There's no I mentioned a couple of times how Alex and I we did the tour, right? We did the tour, and I said to Alex, I remember Walcott made a comment saying how we just wasn't up for it, and I was thinking, when you walk on the pitch, when you're at home, you've got to be up for it. And I know that the season is a very long season. You do get weary. We've seen that now with Torreira and Guendouzi, some of the younger players that they are getting tired that bit because they haven't experienced this kind of level of intensity that the Premiership brings. But when you step on that pitch, when you're at home, you have to ramp it up. You have to show the opposition that, look, this is our turf. You can't just come in here. I was just so hoping that Lingard wouldn't score, because if he scored, he did that ridiculous moonwalk. I would have left South Wales where I am, and I would have gone over to the Emirates, and I would have peppered him something, because I didn't want that to happen at all. But like you said, all the players were all on point, because they showed the intensity that, this is who we are. And if we can just continue that into the away fixtures as well, then next season I can't see why we can't be contenders.
Exactly. About the commitment, it literally, I don't know if you've seen, but the Kolasinac gave everything to the point and got tackled, sat back up, spewed, and then continued going.
Yeah.
And that's the commitments. In years gone by, under our old regime, not to mention names, that had happened.
What happens when you do mention names? You've got to put a penny in the jar.
Yeah. or pay for the next round at Newcastle. What? Newcastle at home. No, and that's all we ask for. Look,
exactly.
This is all we've ever asked for from Arsenal as Arsenal fans to the players, home or away. As long as they win, lose or draw, give 100%.
Yeah.
we can't complain. As long as you've given 100% and you've left every little bit on that pitch, and to a man, they did. I've got a message in a question in the chat from Alex, who just joined us in the chat. He's asking, it's for everyone, will Emery feature Eddie and Kedia at some point, or are the stakes too high now with 8 games to go in the league and possibly a few more Europa League games, depending on what happens on Thursday?
League-wise, stakes are too high, Ryan. No. I don't mind him coming on for the odd game when, we're ahead and, things are going well. I don't mind that. But I don't want him in starting 11s in the league, because that...
We're fighting for top 3, as it were. So
that makes or breaks a young player.
Yeah,
you do not do that. I've seen many young players start at crunch points during the season, and it's broken them completely. You do not do that to Eddie Nketiah. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If anything,
basically.
Well, if anything, I want him. I would like him to get some games in Europa League. I'm not saying start, but maybe come off the bench.
Yeah,
that's where I kind of see Nketiah's role now. Maybe we'll see him more next season, but right now, again, stakes too high, man.
I remember, was it about 2, maybe 3 seasons ago when Holding came in against Liverpool. I think it's one of the beginning
Liverpool at home,
season, and we got rolled over. I think it was like 4-1 at home, and everyone was saying at the time that he shouldn't have been in. He shouldn't have been in beginning of the season. Work these young players in on the fringes, and then put them into a match where either we've won it or we're looking for something to do, a game changer, and then that way they gain their experience. But like Colin says, and I have to agree as well, if we had lost yesterday and top 4 was out of sight, as it were, then I don't see any reason not to bring in the younger players, get them ready, get them experience, and then next season we kick in. But the stakes are very high, and also the way that we still seem to have a few toxic fans as well that will get on those youngsters' backs. I've said before that we've got to protect the youngsters. The manager's got responsibility to do that, and we as fans got to do that as well. So, for now, we have to hold fire, as it were. God forbid if one of our players does become injured, or we want to protect that player, then I don't see any harm in bringing one of those young players in towards the end of the match. But let's secure the next fixture. Let's secure the next couple of matches. I think we've got an international break, haven't we? After Thursday.
After Thursday, basically international break, because this weekend's FA Cup and Wolves are playing this weekend against United.
Yeah. So it'll be an international break. So once
game back to Newcastle at home.
After the Rennes game, we've not got another game until the 1st of April. So
right.
So a lot.
I mean, momentum as well. When you think about, we've got this win. It's like we want to continue. We've got Thursday to contend with, and then we've got that break. So that break would it should make us more energized and more focused for the next set of games coming in. And again, game management, take it a match at a time. We see where we are with Rennes. We all put our predictions up. So as long as we follow that path, that pattern to the next round, then we'll see where we are. But for now, let's leave the youngsters where they are at this moment in time. Let's just get ourselves over the next hurdle, then hit the international break.
Yeah, actually, do you know what? The international break for me, league-wise, it's come at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Yes,
because we've got a wave of momentum behind us now. We've played really well the last 3 or 4 games, specifically Tottenham and United.
Yeah.
And the international break, it almost kills.
It stops everything.
It kills the mood.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you almost want to carry it on, so to speak. I'm hoping that doesn't kill our momentum completely, because, I mean, that could be the difference between getting top 4 and not getting top 4.
Yeah.
So that does concern me a little bit, but I do see us getting top 4. I've said that since the start of the season. I don't see that changing now, especially with our run. But we've just got to focus on Thursday night and then keep our eyes on April 1st after that.
Yeah.
It's one game at a time. We can't be going into games thinking, oh, you know what, we'll just steamroll this team and said team and whatnot.
No.
We've done that before, right? And it's never worked out well.
No.
I remember Monaco a few seasons ago, where every fan thought we were going to win that, no problem. What happened? We got steamrolled.
Yeah.
Steamrolled. And why was that? Because Monaco had work rate and commitment, something we did not. That's what I want to see going forward. I don't care about performances or anything like that, because that's secondary right now. What I do want is work rate and commitment.
Yeah.
If we get that, then we have no reason to complain. None.
Exactly. I've got another question from Alex again. His next question is there a conspiracy against the Arsenal from the FA, match of the day, and referees and media in general?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's have a think.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
They just refuse to give us any credit, Russ.
Yeah. You know what? I'll go as far to say, I would like to use a word, but I've got my daughters in the room. But at the end of the day, just stuff them. I don't really care. If I watch a match of the day when we win, I don't if we lose. You know, as far as the pundits, other than Righty, because obviously he's one of our own, I don't care. I really don't care. I just, to me, it's just white noise. Because what I like to see is forums like this, where yourselves, we get on, we have a proper debate, as it were. We see it from our end, we don't. There's no. We can be impartial, I suppose, or we can be as biased as we want to be, but it's all honest, and we see it from this end. Too many times that the impartiality of the media sides with the opposition than us, and I've had enough of it, to be honest. So I don't care about it. If it's a conspiracy, then as far as I'm concerned, let them carry on. I just want our team to literally do what we did yesterday, be consistent, win something, and shut them up. That's what I want for our team to do.
That's what I want as well, Raz, right? And do you know what, right? The last few weeks, right, all I've seen is Tottenham getting getting this treatment where they can do no wrong. Like, I mean, with them, it's like, I mean, I maintain the fact that Pochettino is not a top-class manager. I'm sorry, but he's not. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yet the media fawn over him like he's the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Got a point now. That's the thing. It's funny, but got a point.
Yeah, all he's done, and I've mentioned this before, he's done a Leeds United, man. Leeds United, yeah? And yet he's hailed as some top-class manager because he's working with Harry Winks and Sissoko. Oh, boo-hoo. Newcastle had to deal with Sissoko for years. Did you see that mention? No.
But it wasn't too young. We mentioned Leeds United means back in when we were obviously back younger, basically. Yeah. David O'Leary, these were a Premier League club. David O'Leary was the manager.
Yeah,
and they were always an Eady man. There was and then they're 4-way. Come February, March, they're 4-way.
Yeah.
They'd always finish.
They also made it to the Champions League semi-finals, and they still bottled it. So
and that was the best ever squad they've ever had.
Exactly. And I'm not talking about the Leeds United now. No. The Leeds United now is actually very good with Marco Bielsa at the helm. But with Tottenham, I still remember that Leeds United side vividly back in the day, right? And I see so much similarities with them and Tottenham. There's several things you can count on in life, right? Death, taxes, and Tottenham bottling it.
And also going to Tottenham as well.
See? The way with them, they're crumbling at the seams because Pochettino is coming out with stuff that, honestly, on the face of it, is ludicrous. You have him coming out with maybe top 4 is our level. If Arsene Wenger said that, he would be crucified.
But he did say that. He did say, if you remember, for my sin, I used to listen to a lot of Talk Sport because when Wrighty used to be with that idiot there, I'm not going to mention his name, but Wrighty used to be on there, and I used to listen to it religiously. And whenever Arsene Wenger said, top 4 is a trophy in itself, he was slammed. And I put my hand up. I was thinking, no, I don't want us to just settle for mediocrity, top 4. Top 4 means nothing. But financially, it means that you're guaranteed a place in the Champions League. So that's where it came from. And now everybody else now is lynched onto the fact that, we want to get into the top 4 because at least then you got the possible hope of getting to the Champions League and then try and vie for place to win the trophy. Arsene Wenger said it. He was castigated. This idiot says it. Oh yeah, well actually, it's right. It's ludicrous.
It's backwards. It's honestly, Raz. It's backwards logic. It just doesn't make sense to me at all.
Oh, no.
With the media, right? They have rules for one set for one manager and another set for the other. It's if you say one for one manager, you say the exact same for the other.
Yeah.
Like what? And another thing, why is the media not crucifying Pochettino? Why?
Another thing as well. I don't understand why somebody would get Tim Sherwood to try and talk about what's going on at Arsenal.
He hasn't got a fucking clue. This is the same guy. Right. This is the
get it.
Right.
He was crap as a player. And yet
this is the same guy, that named a whole Tottenham 11
exactly.
when it was an Arsenal Tottenham combined 11.
Exactly.
2 years running.
Like talking shit like Lacazette and Aubameyang wouldn't get to Tottenham's team. Are you mad?
Pereira wouldn't get in the Tottenham team either.
Oh, bullshit.
Ahead of Deer. Wouldn't get nowhere near. It's like, are you for real?
Bullshit. Tottenham would kill for Torre. I can tell you that now.
I'm telling you. Actually, anyone within the top 4, top 6 will kill for Torreira. Because he is that player. He holds his own, and he's only 21.
He's actually 22.
Yeah, just 22. Yeah.
Yeah, 22.
I'm telling. I just all this media. I pick up the paper, and as soon as I see them on there, I bin it immediately because it's nonsense. The media has gone lopsided on them, and you know what? Good luck to them. Good luck to them, because the same media that's praising them will be the same media that put their chains around their ankles and drown them, because they've got no class, they've got no impartiality. They don't see the match or the analysis from a fair, impartial point of view. Good luck. You can stick it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
With my own eyes, be with my own fans, and yeah, okay. If I talk to a Liverpool fan, as I have to at work, a Man U fan at work, occasionally I see one of them down the road and I walk the other way. But other than that, that is as far as it goes. You know.
And do you know what, Raz? I prefer it if the media didn't hype us up anyway, because we do better when we're not talked about.
Yeah. It's proven it this season.
I prefer that. So, yeah.
Just before we move on, Sam's joined us. How you doing, Sam?
Very good.
Just quickly get you caught up. What were your thoughts on yesterday's game? Because obviously you were there. It was your last home game of the season for yourself. What was your thoughts basically on it as a general? Who stood out for you as well?
For me, the whole team played really well. For me, Socrates stood out, Ramsey stood out, Leno stood out. I tell you something now, don't at me, right? I don't care who's listening to this, don't at me, right? Leno, right, is going to become Germany's number 1. He's going to be better than Neuer in the future. Not only that, he's the third best keeper in the league, in my opinion. I don't care what anyone else says. And debate me on this, but I think he is. Way better than Kepa Arrizabalaga. I don't care how many clean sheets Arrizabalaga has, but look at the defense Arrizabalaga has ahead of him. Alisson is obviously at the top. De Gea is second. Then comes Leno. Then comes Arrizabalaga. I forgot. Where do I fit Edison in? Fourth best. Leno's the fourth best keeper in the league. Because Edison and Alisson are up there, and then there's De Gea, and then there's Leno and the rest. And without a doubt, I love Leno, without a doubt. The fact was that we were missing Torreira, and United fans were getting really cocky, like, this is 3 points for us. You understand? We're gonna pass to you, man, bro. You understand? We're gonna walk you, man. London is our city. You understand? I mean, considering most of your fans live around the corner, then I guess London is your city in that sense. But when it comes to we're the kings of London. You lost to West Ham. West Ham's in London. You drew 2-2 to Chelsea in the league. Yeah, fair enough, you beat them in the FA Cup, but you drew 2-2 to them in the league. You lost 2-0 to Arsenal. So how are you guys kings of London again? Apart from your fan base living in London? Remind me? Oh, wait, you guys are just a lot of crap, really. But, my view yesterday was good. Obviously, if you saw my AFTV interview, and shout out to my uncle and that told me that that Arsenal were gonna lose in that year, I was like, you know what? If we win, I'm gonna shout him on AFTV and just take the nick out of him, just wind him up for jokes. I promised him that if Arsenal won, and it happened, so I had to deliver on the stage, and of course, it was the sweetest thing ever. That is right. Right. I've said this before, and I know some of you guys how you guys think of this, right? Is a bad thing for me to say, but I will say it, right? I would love Liverpool to win the league just to rile up the United fans. It would just be the best thing ever. Because as soon as they win that title, as soon as Liverpool lift that title, United fans are just going to be like, understand you, but I just love it when they moan and cry. It's the best, thing. It's better than listening to Eminem sometimes.
I don't know. Colin, what would your family react to that then, being a massive Man United fans?
No. Well, I did gloat. Okay, to say I didn't gloat yesterday would be a lie. So yeah, kind of did. And I walked into work this morning, smug as fuck, just do me, and having banging tunes going. More specifically, and Sam will get this reference. I don't know if Ryan or Raz will, but the new Gorillas of Destiny theme I had banging. So, yeah, kind of just a little smug, but hey, it is what it is. But do you know what? I'm not really fussed who wins the league, to be brutally honest. I mean, if it's not us, I couldn't care. As long as we achieve our goals, I'm good, man. I'm good. I mean, City could win the league. Liverpool could win the league. The only team I wouldn't be cool with winning the league is that lot. But
yeah, exactly.
That's never going to happen. We're fine. We're fine with that.
Exactly. We're fine. They're bottle jobs anyway. I mean, I've seen United win the league a bunch of times. What's one more?
Yeah.
I mean, I hated it when it happened, but I've grown immune to it now, so not really arsed.
Sort of second nature.
Again, Chelsea, if they win the league, they're not going to anytime soon, but if they won it again, I'd be like, I've seen it before. I've dealt with it then. I'll deal with it now. So, again, I'm not really fussed who wins the league. I'm really, really not. If we achieve our goals, I'm good, honestly. And if we shoot up our defense and improve our away record, we're in there for title challenging.
Yeah.
Well, I've just got I'll ask you that because Alex got two questions. So I'll get onto that question now. Basically, he's asking, are Arsenal ready to challenge in the Champions League, or will it take a few seasons? And add on to that, are we ready to compete for the title as well? If things go up, we get fixtures in the summer.
Well, it depends who we buy.
And we got Monty coming.
Oh yeah, we've got Monty coming in as well, don't we?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Damn.
Him and Emery together again.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Monchi, he's the best director of football in the business going, man. Like, he's fantastic. He really is. It's not... He's brought good players in at Roma, but it's not worked out because he's not been given the environment to achieve what he wants, in a sense. And I don't understand why. But at Arsenal, I'm thinking they're looking to bring in Monchi, who's an Emery guy. That kind of says to me that Emery's a long-term manager.
That's how it comes across. And why wouldn't it be? Because he's doing it for what he inherited. He's doing an amazing job as it is.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. He's overachieving with the squad he's got.
He's having to overmanage the team, Ryan. That's what he's doing, and he's doing a fantastic job.
That's what I mean.
Do you know what I mean? You can't fault Emery. Like, if anyone seriously thinks we haven't improved, right, they can do one because we're 12 points ahead of where we were last year, right? Yeah. If we beat Newcastle, right, we've equaled our points total from last season. If that's not improvement, then nothing is.
You watch. There'll still be other so-called fans out there find some sort of excuse. No, we haven't really improved at all. But the proof is in the pudding. We're currently the third highest goal scorers in the league. The only thing is that us down this season is our defence, and that's down to mainly injuries to the first choice back five, what we call it. But hey, what do we know? We've got another question just for you, Colin, from Alex as well. Before we continue for that topic, basically asking, are the drinks still on Colin when he comes down from Newcastle on 1st of April?
Not a chance, mate. Not a chance.
For anyone wondering, Colin was on Alex's show last week. He mentioned the forbidden word, and I suggested as a punishment he buys a drinks when he comes down against Newcastle.
Yes, that's on you, Ryan.
I don't know what you were talking about.
Oh, Jesus.
If I can reply to the two earlier questions from Alex, the first question about if we're ready for the Champions League, if we stay within the top four.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think basically, we get into Champions League. Are we ready to compete, like challenge for the Champions League itself, or will it take a few seasons to get there?
I think if we maintain our progress and we're in there, then we've got just as good a chance to win it than anybody. But I think under Unai Emery, it may become more of an urgency to have to prove a point in order for us to win it. Because when we were in it for 16 plus seasons, the image of Arsene Wenger that looms in my mind the most is when he was interviewed about it after we beat Newcastle in FA Cup. And one interviewer asked him if, okay, so Champions League, what do you reckon? And he gave a statement that he said, we've got plenty of time to win it. And within that period of time, he's only been in the final once. So I feel like it's a bit of unfinished business if we go into it. And I feel that there'd be more of an urgency for us to prove a point to win it. However, as Colin mentioned, we need players. We need the investment to get the players in order to sustain and win the Champions League. So how are we going to do that with the fact that we've got to get certain players off the wage bill in order to free up that money? I think it may take maybe another 2 more seasons, possibly, pushing it to say 3. But if we can do it within the next couple of seasons, then 2 seasons possibly we'll be able to do it. But again, we have to understand that it'd be more of an urgency for us to prove a point, and the fact that we need the investment to get those players in order to make a sustained progression to win that Champions League.
Okay, Sam, what about yourself? What are your thoughts?
Pardon?
What are your thoughts? If we qualified for the Champions League this season? Will we be ready? Depending on, obviously, as Colin said, depending on who we sign in the summer and who we bring in this, that, and the other. Would we be ready to challenge straight away, or do you think it'll take a few seasons to get to that point?
Considering as the European giants like your Barcelona's, your Real Madrid's, and your Bayern Munich's are starting to slowly deteriorate, it's time for the boys in red and white to step up and show who we are. Do you understand? Because we need to win a Champions League. I want to see us win a Champions League so I can go to everybody that's been telling me how many Champions League Arsenal won. Give them the middle finger, tell them Arsenal is the best team in the goddamn country, and you telling me that we ain't good enough. We have won a Champions League. Every person can shut their mouths. And I think, you know what, this is our time. Next season, we will be in that Champions League, yeah? We will go to the last 16, face Bayern Munich, yeah? Instead of them smacking us 5-1, we're going to smack them 7-0, yeah? 7-0 at the Emirates, yeah? We'll go to their ground, yeah? We'll be on 5-1 at their ground, yeah? And I'm going to celebrate in front of every single Bayern fan, telling them that your only good thing, your only good team that's called Bayern in the German league is Bayern Leverkusen, not Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich are trash. Do you understand? Bayern Munich are trash. Leverkusen is the best team in Germany, without a doubt. Hoffenheim comes second after that. But Bayern Munich, nah. We're gonna beat them, yeah. We're gonna face Barcelona. Denis Suarez comes against his home club, yeah. You understand, yeah? He scores the winner. We beat Barcelona 1-0 at the Emirates, yeah. We go to their ground 2-0 down, yeah. Last minute, corner comes in. Denis Suarez hits it home. Away goes Arsenal in the last damn point. You understand? We're gonna do this thing. You understand? We are gonna do this. We are ready for this. I reckon. Like Colin said, depending on the signings, yeah. But other than that, yeah, we are ready for this. We are so ready, yeah. We're gonna do it next season. I'm gonna put my money down now, yeah. It should be quite right, yeah. We are going to win the Champions League. We're gonna be the first North London club to win the Champions League. Stick it in Spurs' faces, and you understand the rest will be history. Thank you very much, Dale.
And that's on and that's live on air. So if that comes up with you, it's gonna come back to bite you on the arse.
I was gonna say I want whatever Sam's on, to be honest.
To be fair, right, I admire the positivity, but let's be honest here, right? Real Madrid, they're in transition, right? They're not going to stay the way they are forever. So.
Yeah, because come back now as well, isn't it?
You say that, but they've actually hired the manager. They left them 10 months ago.
Exactly. So that's, I think, with the Champions League, right? If we can, it all depends on what players we bring in. If we can improve over the next 2 seasons, possibly 3, then maybe. But the Champions League, it's about luck as well. You need luck in that competition. I mean, Man City brought in Guardiola to win the Champions League, and at this moment in time, I'm not certain that they're going to be able to do that at the moment. And that's not down to Guardiola. That's down to the fact that there are better teams than Man City in the Champions League. You know, people might disagree with me here, but to me, the Premier League isn't that great in terms of, you know, competition at the elite level. There's only Man City and Liverpool that are up there. The rest of the teams aren't great. And I'm including Chelsea, United, and us in that. I mean, yeah, we're on a high at the minute, but let's be honest. Are we at the level of Man City and Liverpool yet? No. No.
Well, but again, we're in transition, though.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Apparently, Allegri's leaving Juventus.
Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. He's achieved everything.
Yeah, where can he go, though, to
Barcelona.
move on?
Barcelona, probably. Because if you think about it, that Ernesto Valverde is not going to be there forever. Zidane's coming. Zidane's the top coach at Real Madrid, so it's either PSG for me or Barcelona for Allegri. I doubt he'll come to England yet.
I doubt he go PSG because PSG, apart from domestically, you're not really going to challenge in European.
Why would you go to PSG if you're leaving Juve though? That doesn't make any sense to me. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Like, but Neymar Barcelona PSG. Juve dominate Italy. PSG dominate France. There's no difference. There's no difference. The only thing I would say is Juve are a better side than PSG. Oh, by far.
At me all you want. Don't care. Sure, you've got your Neymar and Mbappe. Fine. Juve have Ronaldo. They've got Dybala. Pjanic. You want me to keep going? Not to mention the fact that Juve have gotten further in the Champions League than PSG have ever gotten.
Yep.
They've made 2 finals. Yeah? So by that and that alone, Juve are a better side. End of discussion.
3 finals if you include 2003 they got to the final as well? Or 2002 it was against AC Milan.
2003 where they lost to AC Milan. 2015 Barcelona, 2017 Real Madrid.
Yeah. That's it. That in itself, the pedigree of Juventus compared to Barcelona. Hey,
exactly. Why would you go to PSG if you're Allegri? There's literally no difference. If he's going to go anywhere, right? If it's between PSG and Barcelona, I would bet on him going to Barcelona because at least then he has that competition with Real Madrid and Atletico. So maybe that would appeal to him. I mean, my personal dream is Emery sees out his 2-year contract, and then Emery takes it to, or not Emery, then Allegri takes it to that next level. But I live in the real world. I know that's not going to happen. So, there you go.
By the way, Alex has commented in this chat again. Colin, you're a cheapskate, apparently. But you're
sorry about this. I have to cut my thing short again today. Quite busy. Gotta do some stuff. So, thank you guys for letting me. Thank you, Ryan, for letting me come on. Ralph, it was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Sam.
Yeah, it was good to see you too. What I'm on half the time, Ralph, is that I'm just high after when I'm high on energy. I just don't know what it does to me. When I have
listen. I fully endorse whatever you're on. And it's all love for the team. It's all good, mate. So I just wish I had half your energy, to be honest.
Thank you, guys. Good night, guys. Have a good night.
Cheers.
Going from that, I've got Mobile Guna in the chat as well. It's asked a question for you, Colin. Leno,
is this about Leno again?
Leno or Donnarumma? Donnarumma.
Oh man.
Are you loving his man Leno now, or are you still against him?
Really, Mobe? You're going with the Leno shit now? You're going with the Leno shit now? Oh, lovely. Do you know what, right? When I said that, right, I fully believed it, okay? Because we weren't doing good at the time. We weren't. And Leno was making mistakes in that period as well, right? However, in the past few months, he's come on as a keeper, which I'm very happy about. But with Donnarumma, I just don't think he's ever going to leave Milan, because if he's good enough to get into any top side in Europe. He 100% is, okay? But I just don't think he's going to leave Milan because, again, it's like he's an academy product. He's been there since he was, he's been there as long as I can remember. And if he does leave, it's going to cost a shitload of money to get him out. So I just don't see him leaving.
But Gazzidis might do as a backhander, bit of a sweetener because he's fucked our club up already. Say he left us in. I doubt it still. No, we'll get on to player ratings. Who wants to take Leno?
Yeah, let Colin take Leno.
Nah, right. I've said my piece on Leno. That's all good, mate.
Okay. Yeah, I take Leno. I would say pretty much based on yesterday's performance and from what I've seen, it's not the full version, but from what I've seen, confident, capable, and he's still young. So I'll give him because it's against Man United as well, and it's a clean sheet.
And he did make key saves as well. And
and the saves as well. Yeah, exactly. The saves as well. Just twice on the bounce, really, when he's kept us in there. I'll give him a 9.
Okay. Yeah, I can't really disagree with that. As I said, he was summarising there. He was making key blocks, key saves, and even when he went down, he'd get himself back up straight away, throw his arm in the way.
Yeah,
he knows that. He knew how to make it.
Came out and proper, like kind of like double kicked it, and it bounced and it hit the crossbar and on. So again, he was quick off his line. So
yeah, Lukaku trying to do an Ozil. What a surprise! And then feigning it.
Big one, Lukaku. Yeah.
Yeah. Colin, you've got make the knives.
9. Man was
He was superb. He
was immense.
He was immense.
Like what he did so well, right? He's always been good going forward, but defensively he was amazing.
Even at 1-0, 2-0, respectively.
And being a central midfielder helps him in that regard as well. So I can't give him less than a 9.
Yeah, and what was it? I think it was just after we scored, before we got the chance to go 3-0. I think it was Martial or someone passed away. It was going to go through. He's run back, made a tackle, made a tackle cleanly, hit the ball out and got rid of it.
Yeah,
and he didn't look phased at all. At any point, you think he was going to get done over at all in the entire game. What we got next? We're going to have Socrates.
Man, the Greek warrior. And as you alluded to earlier as well, I've seen this Twitter post where he was on the ground and he just puked up his guts because he just gave everything. I can't give him anything less than that. He's left everything on the pitch, so I'll give him a 9 as well.
Okay. Koscielny for Colin.
Ooh.
Cost the boss, as they say. Let's make that the Socrates at one point.
Do you know what, right? I can't... My concern with Koscielny has always been, can you play 2 games in quick succession in a matter of days? He actually did pretty well.
Yeah.
He didn't put a foot wrong. In fact, the whole defence did well. And the fact that we kept a clean sheet is evident of that. So,
exactly.
So again, I can't give him more than a 9. Or less than a 9. I don't know if I said more than a 9. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to.
Monreal next for Les.
Back 3 again, and he's in his position as well. So I don't think, from what I've seen, and I'm sorry, there will only been like highlights. I don't think he put a foot wrong. Jeez. And he's just come back recently as well. So I think he had a point to prove.
He had a point to prove after the other night, though, Raz, didn't he?
Yeah.
Like,
Thursday,
he was poor. He was poor on Thursday, wasn't
he? Yeah. I'll dip down. I'm going to give him an 8.
Okay.
I'll give him an 8.
Kolasinac for Colin.
9. He literally puked out his guts.
Literally.
I couldn't. Do you know what? I couldn't tell whether he was vomiting at the substitution of Aubameyang coming off, or whether he just like puked his guts out on the pitch. But I'm hoping it's the latter. So,
how dare you?
What? He stood out because every time he was down that left-hand side, constantly down it.
His crossing is immense as well.
Up, down the whole time. So
his crossing was immense as well.
Yeah,
as
exactly.
Always.
So for his contributions, and do you know what? I'm probably going to give him a 9 anyway, just because he puked. So Yeah, 9.
Okay, now I've got the midfield 2 now, the pairing. Which at the first, when I first saw this, I saw this lineup and I saw how attacker we were going. It's concerning me slightly, but thankfully it works. It works out somehow with Ozil and that team. It works out. But before we get to him, Xhaka,
goal scorer, man. And like I said before, he has that in his locker.
he was known for that in the Bundesliga.
It's something that I've always been screaming out for, is that when you get the chance and you see the goal, just have a pop, because you just don't know what's going to happen. So he wasn't closed down. He took his opportunity, and that's the result. So I'm gonna give him a 9 as well. Actually, it's not often that I would go for. Me and Alex always have a conversation about Xhaka. And I think Alex likes Xhaka a bit more than I do, but he'd probably argue about that now. But
Raj, do you think he listened to our Easy Talk the other night, and he just thought, "Yeah, I'm going to prove Colin wrong that I'm not fucking useless."
Yeah.
It's not a bad shout, to be fair.
No, I've got to give him a 9. I've got to give him a 9. Stellar performance.
Yeah, and that's the thing this season under Emery. This season, it comes to the big games at home. Xhaka has stepped up. If he could just get that on a consistent basis against the lesser teams,
all we asked for,
then we wouldn't be no issue. Then we'd be happy. I think might give him another season to see if it works out or not. I don't know. But Colin, you've got your favourite man now.
Oh boy,
Aaron Ramsey.
Do you know what? Right.
Okay, your second favourite. Favourite's coming soon.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right. The thing with Ramsey, right? One thing I can't say about Aaron Ramsey is that he hasn't down-tooled.
Yeah, been professional all season.
But he's given everything, and I can't fault him for that. I really can't. Especially when, after his pre-contract agreement with Juve, the general consensus was he's gonna down tools.
Yeah.
Which was a legitimate concern.
Yeah.
I've seen people say that, oh, it sounds silly now. Well, no, it doesn't, because it was a valid concern when it happened. So I don't think fans are completely not within their rights to suggest that Ramsey may have down-tooled at that point. But in terms of his performance yesterday, he was fantastic. All over the pitch. There was not one time I didn't see him running his bollocks off. Not once.
Yeah.
So do you know what? I'd give him a 9, because there was points, especially in the second half, when we looked like we were on the back foot. And Ramsey, and I include Xhaka on this as well, they came back and helped the back three.
Yeah.
They were fantastic, the pair of them. I can't fault Xhaka or Ramsey. And one of the concerns was, is that midfield a bit too lightweight?
Yeah.
Against United, right? But what they did so well, Xhaka dictated the play, and Ramsey was he was everywhere. He was everywhere. He was given that Torreira role, the box-to-box role, and he did so well. So 9.
A lot of lines tonight. Colin, do you want me to pass this on to Ralph, or do you want to take it yourself? Mesut Ozil.
Give
Yeah,
give that to Raz. I'm not taking that one.
you see that this is the thing now, right? Because I've been Mesut Ozil's harshest critic, I believe, and again another conversation between me and Alex. Alex says, and Colin as well. To be honest, both said, we both said, we both said, like, no, get him out. You know, he's not putting it. He's not putting the shift in. He doesn't do what he's meant to be doing. And I feel that he should be playing because we're paying him. We're paying this. He's got to show up. And I think it's one of the few times I actually heard Mesut Ozil was playing. You actually saw him running around and putting one or two tackles in. And as well as his passing game has always been his strength anyway. But for him to actually be running around the pitch, that to me, that's not Mesut Ozil's strength.
No,
he gets it, he runs forwards, but he pulls back. So, oh man, you see, if I put him as a high mark, it's almost validating me as a target for when he doesn't show up next time.
come Newcastle, whatever, got to be on your ass.
Yeah, exactly, and Alex as well, because Alex will say, "You see, that's the thing is that everyone plays really well." And I'm not gonna mark him down. I'm gonna go. I did say Monroe. I gave Monroe an 8. I'm gonna give Ozil an 8 purely because it's not consistent. This is the one. This is a once in a blue moon kind of thing, and it just seemed to have just gelled it this match. If he plays in the next match and he doesn't show up, then I wouldn't have marked him too high. So I'll stick with my 8 for now.
Yeah. Okay, that's completely fair.
You better put in a performance in the next match, Raz, because I'll be there and I'll have a keen eye on that fucker. Trust me.
Conor will be the guy who runs on the pitch.
I'll be it'll be like Hawkeye, but with Ozil.
Oh dear. Colin, you got a bit Aubameyang, Uber. Yeah.
Before the penalty, he didn't do much, but to take that penalty the way he did, that took balls, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't, as other people have said, it wasn't against an average show goalkeeper. It was again against David De Gea, arguably the best goalkeeper in the league, if not the world.
So,
did you see De Gea's reaction after it went in? Because he was his raging.
Yeah. What the fuck is that?
He didn't have a perfect game by any means, but the penalty itself, I can't look past that. So I'd give him a 7.
Okay. You'll be pleased to know that Mo Barguna agrees with you. 7 for Uber.
Wow.
He also stated as well.
We never agree on anything.
Yeah. He also says before that Ozil 8 for the game, but 10 for his dancing tweet after the.
You got a bit. You've got. Can we just agree on one thing, right? Whoever the Twitter admin is for Arsenal, right? That man deserves a raise.
Yeah.
I was going to throw a one-off special rating in there for that. Yeah, their admin was absolutely on fire last night. You know, I had the wheel.
Yeah. Ollie at the wheel. Doesn't feel so good, does it?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Lacazette from the start. The last person from the starting 11 for Laz.
Okay. Lacazette does what Lacazette always does. He runs and runs. The only thing is that I think in the first couple of minutes he had a chance that if he had managed to get hold of that, it was the first couple of minutes I think it was.
The ball came in and he touched it and gone down.
Yeah, if he could have just got onto that, then that would have been it. You know what I mean? So he just needs to finish more. But again, what can you say about a guy who gives the ball to Aubameyang and tells him, like, we've got
you. I have faith in you. Remember, you did this for me last year against Stoke. This is me me paying you back for that. Off you go.
That speaks volumes, because anybody else will just say, well, I'm taking it because I want to take it. But he felt like he had to give it to him to get his confidence, because you can see how it affected him last week. And I must admit, I didn't look at all. I know it's a replay, but I had to turn away as well, because I was just thinking, the amount of pressure that was on him at that moment to score. And another thing as well I was thinking about was the referee looking for any encroachment, or the linesman, because you know what, with them
last week,
yeah. Well, if that ball, I just wish for Aubameyang he's got to do his variation, because to me that a wiser goalkeeper may have stood his ground. But again, go back to Lacazette, consistent, hardworking. I'll give him a 9. He just needs to score. If he scored, I'll give him.
Yeah, I've got to agree, because even after 2-0, because that's another thing going into the game that United fans are going off and one over there. What's his name? But basically, Lacazette had him on toast, and it was just like running him to the ground to the point the ball went over at 2-0. He had the opportunity to make it 3-0, but he just missed it. He just mishit it slightly. Took it away.
You can see as he hit it. But 3-0. That would be signed and sealed.
And you can imagine the fucking crowd then. That would have at 2-0. You had an idiot run on. You've had the whole bloody lower tier come flying on.
No, that's
no. All right. Substitute. Who's the? I think Dennis Suarez first sub. Colin.
He didn't do much when he came on, did he? I mean,
granted, time, though.
But to be fair, the game was pretty much done by the time he came on anyway. So I'd give him a 6.
Okay. And then we've got Iwobi next.
Iwobi. Yeah. Pretty much just a bit of a run out for him, wasn't it, really? I don't think...
Yeah. Again, it was just like the other... our next guy as well. Literally, the last 5 minutes wasn't something like that.
Yeah.
5 to 10 minutes they had, so...
I'll match Collins with a 6 as well, because I think that the second goal pretty much killed them, although they still felt they had something going. But at that point, pretty much had the game sewn up, didn't we? So, game management.
Are we going to give the same for Eddie then as well? Because he did that much time.
Same for Eddie.
Yeah.
Okay. Unai Emery.
10.
Yes. Yeah. Spot on with the tactics. Spot on with.
Yeah, you can't argue with it.
Yeah. No.
And as I said I think I said it off air. He actually learned from his mistakes in the cup and out tactics Solskjaer in this game.
Yeah.
Personally, this game means more because it's points.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Points that could get us back into Champions League, and that's what we need more than anything. And then we need it more than anything as well, because if he gets Champions League, he's got more chance, touch wood, that he might get backed by the bloody owner in the summer.
I think we probably need another program on that one.
Yeah, come season starts. Right, preview. Let's pick the season. Great places before. Yay. Oh, joy. And in the meantime, Tottenham stopped signing players somehow with no money. No, the fans as well. What do we want the fans to give them?
9. And the only reason I say 9, right, is because of that fucking idiot that went on the pitch.
Yeah.
Right. That's the only reason I say 9. Because you would think after what happened earlier with Jack Grealish, right, there would be
Rangers as well, isn't there?
Exactly. So you would think,
and Villa earlier on in the day,
you'd think there would be some sort of, management by the stewards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm watching
because they looked like, to me, the stewards were more invested in the game than keeping order, right? And I get that. They work for Arsenal, fine. They're probably fans themselves. But they're not there to watch the game. They're there to do a job, and that's to keep things in order.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, you're terrible at your job.
Well, what got me as well when they were showing the highlight of the goal, and then they showed the highlight of the play, the fan coming on the pitch. 2 guys went to grab him. He went past, and they just stopped again, and then left him just for the rest of the shoes to catch up with him. Which, because now you'd think now they'll get pulled in by the club now, because that's footage of them doing that.
Yeah.
They made no effort to go after him. They could lose their job, possibly, for not going after him.
The guy will be banned for life, mate.
Yeah.
But mind, there is things on the advertising board. Sorry, what the electric stuff. It does say entering this pitch is a criminal offence. So why the hell would you? No matter what, why the hell would you even risk going on doing that? Unless a member say something, or they invite you on, do not go near that bloody pitch. Because we've seen today the guy, the Hibs fan that attacked the Rangers player on Friday. He's been done today. The Birmingham City fan, the absolute moron that he was, he's been banned for life from his club. Yeah. He can never go to a Birmingham City game ever again, and he's banned from all away games for the next 10 years. So it's not for 30 seconds of way, you're then banned for you never get to have that experience again.
No.
Is it really worth it? And yeah, as I said before we continue, Mobile says give Emmy 10 for the game, but 11 for taking the wheel of Ollie.
Yes, Mother, yes. We're well in agreement on that one.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. How does it feel, United fans? Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Thing is, as I said to you both off air, going into the game, I had confidence that we'd get something from the game. We'd either win it or draw, because our home record this season, under Emmy, apart from my first game against City, the rest of the top 6 that have come to us, we've either beaten them, and I mean beaten them, or we've come away, or Liverpool come to us and we've got a point. Yeah. And even then, we could have won that.
Yeah.
And then Liverpool going for the title. Yeah. So then you got United fans. Oh, could you come to you in the FA Cup with second string? We're going to come to full strength now and beat you off the pitch. No, you
bloody nose.
Have some respect for the new manager.
Exactly. Put some respect in.
The guy's pulling up trees for the squad he's got. The fact we're in this situation. If you said to us, even though at the beginning of the season, before the season started, I said we'll get third. After one pre-season game, I was saying we will get top 3, like third at least. If you said that, but anyone else, they would have slapped your bloody. You'll be in this. Like, with 8 games to go, you'll be a point off third. You're in 4th, and your last 8 games, you're not playing the Big 6. You'd have slapped everyone's hand off.
Yeah,
I know. I would have.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
but yet the media
still shot at third, right? And it's 8 games to go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone would have wanted that. Like,
yeah,
we couldn't have asked for a better closing a couple months to the season right now.
Yeah.
We couldn't. We honestly couldn't have. And considering how our away form against the top six ain't great. Our home form against the top six is fantastic. And this is what I said last week. Chelsea, beaten. Liverpool, okay, draw. Man United, beaten. Tottenham, played them off the park.
Yeah.
The only team that's beaten us at home is Man City.
Yeah.
And that's the first game. That's Emery's first ever game. Come on.
Yeah.
You're asking for miracles from that.
Exactly. And do you know what, right? Our away form could be better as well, because if you remember in the Chelsea game, right, we could have won that had Lacazette and Aubameyang been on it.
Yeah.
So
on that day, there was no chances. We would have won that easily.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's improvements. There's positives. We just have to get behind the lads. We do.
Yeah.
With Aubameyang, to all the people that were quoting him off last week, saying that, we've got to sell him this, we've got to sell him this, that, and the other. Where are those people now? Gone quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
One extra one-off rating. The reaction from Man United fans after Fun and Wish yesterday. What was their rating? How they reacted? How they were man enough to take it on.
So
I've got my rating. What's your ratings?
Do you know what? Right. I don't know what's better, right? The taste of my family's tears, or the salty taste of other Man United fans' tears. Do you know what? Do you know what? Right, there was one United fan, right, that I wanted to get the reaction of more than anybody else, right? And I'm not talking Goldbridge.
No,
I'm not talking rants. And by the way, I've seen the tweet from him earlier.
He blocked me because I called him out on being a fat shamer.
Fair play.
Wow.
And I'm not talking about Flex either, right? I'm not even talking about Adam McCullough. Steven Elson. I wanted to get his reaction. And that the reaction was satisfying would be an understatement.
How did he react?
I could feel the salt just dripping off of him, and it was fantastic. It was fantastic. And he goes on about, Pogba and Martial are in the side, and they're gonna do us, and this and that, and I'm like, mate, shut the fuck up.
This is also a guy that made a bet of an Arsenal fan channel a couple of years ago, lost it, and never paid out to the charity.
What?
Yeah. This is
also a guy that I don't know if this is accurate or not, but he apparently challenged DT to a fight and then backed out. So
cage fight, yeah.
So just the salt of their tears was delicious. Absolutely delicious. If that was my dinner for tonight, then
you're dining well there, Colin. You're dining well, man.
As I said before, buddy, I was literally on watching all of my meltdowns, and one of a young kid as well was basically saying, don't ever disrespect Aubameyang again. Put some respect on his name. He didn't. Apart from that, that's all he said. His reaction to that was calling him out about his weight. And that's when I went and replied to that and went in on him and said, "Are you serious? That's your reaction to a bit of banter? Is fat shaming someone?" 2 minutes later, I got blocked.
That's United fans for you, Ryan. That's United fans for you.
Yeah, no apology to the kid. No nothing. Just blocked.
Low, man.
Oh, wow.
That's the thing, Ryan, right? That's United fans, right? They're great at giving it, right? But they suck at taking it.
Oh, yeah.
They cannot take it back. They can't.
Well, it's made to have Rio Ferdinand's gone very, very, very quiet, considering last week he was so confident that, again, United would come to us and steamroll us. On live TV, Martin Keown's trying to, no, next week you're going to come to us and we'll be back in top 4. No, my suit, we're going to batter you there. We're going to remain in top 4. Ollie's at the wheel. Yeah. And amazingly, he's gone quiet since yesterday. Not one word. Is he okay? Is he okay? Has anyone checked on him?
Yeah, we'll send the
Goldbridge. Mark Goldbridge apparently has put up a tweet saying his green screen's okay because there's rumours of him smashing it up. Like anyone cares about Nottingham Forest fan pretending to be a Man United fan. Fucking hell.
Have you seen the clip where Xhaka scores the goal, right? And he goes,
I've seen it, yeah. He's like, I hate Xhaka. Literally, the body language of a petulant child, a toddler. I hate Xhaka.
Nah, but legit, right? That lad needs help, man. Like, I mean, come on.
Have you seen the photo as well? What was it on? We was down. We were doing the stuff of AFTV on Thursday or whatever it was, or Friday. He had a photo where he's where the Henri statue was, and he put the L facing him, not facing the wrong way around. Basically, what sort of moron does that? You'd make sure you've got the L facing the right way, not oh, it's facing me. I'll change it round. No, and then posts it on his own Twitter account. Like,
yeah,
wow.
Mentality. We mentioned that earlier, didn't we?
Yeah.
But I can't stand him anyway. Him and certain other person are two peas of the same pod. Say that, what was it? I won't do certain things with a certain person because about more to life than views. Within 24 hours, he's doing a video giving his side to the story of him and this other person. Like, just talk about contradict yourself.
Crazy.
I've got a question. One last question before we wrap up from Ray Walker. If we get past events on Thursday night, how far do we go in Europe?
Oh.
Because obviously the draw will be on Friday then as well. If we do get through the draw on Friday.
It depends who we get. It honestly depends who we get. The quarterfinals onwards are tricky because, do you know what? In a weird way, top 4 is actually an easier route to the Champions League than Europa League is this year.
Yeah. The irony behind it.
Which you would... It's not often you can say that, but the amount of Champions League teams that have dropped into it this year, I cannot say that we're better than, well, to be honest, I don't think Inter Milan are better than us because they're in free fall at the minute. They're without Icardi, they just seem out of ideas at the minute.
I think that it's as you mentioned, Colin, it'd be the easier route is top 4. Just plug away at our league fixtures because I want to be a bit more strategic. Let's just see how we get with Rennes first. I'm still confident, but I'd rather take it a match at a time because it's a lottery once you get past the knockout stage or the group stage.
Yeah, it's all luck, isn't it? It's all luck.
Yeah. I would just take it this match at a time. Let's see how we do against Ren, and then answer the question when we see who we've got. If we take it one match at a time.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to the question at all, but that's all about luck and things going our way.
Yeah.
Like, if I could look into the future and give you an answer, I would. But the thing is, with Europe, you just never know.
No.
You just never know. Like, for instance, Chelsea's Champions League won in 2012, right? Honestly, did anyone think that they would win the Champions League that year?
No, when even not. When
No one did,
one did.
But,
Barcelona as well, didn't they? And they done Barcelona well. That's
Just
yeah. Chelsea won that, right? Because they had luck on their side, right? And they sacked a manager who didn't know what the hell he was doing in Villas-Boas and brought in Di Matteo, who lifted them up to where they should be. But they got a little bit of luck. And people underestimate how important that luck is. Because, I mean, if we had gotten that little bit of luck against Atletico last year, we might have won the Europa League.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking fine margins here. Fine margins. And if we can get that, then maybe. But right now, it's all ifs, buts, and maybes.
Yeah, buts and maybes don't count. We have to see how we get on.
Yeah.
I've got one last comment from Mobile. He's basically saying, because I was talking about May night events before, he said the Man U fans had Lingard gift loading for Twitter, only to get moonwalk on by Ozil and Laka.
That Ozil tweet was banging.
That's doing my night.
Do you know what, Moby? Right, I'll give you credit. You're on fire tonight, brother. You're on fire tonight.
and that's why for once, because very rarely our admin do anything like that after a win. Apart from, like, for example, last year against Tottenham at home, we had Ozil with the gift and a cup of tea and all that malarkey. So yeah, yesterday the admin workers, or who was working on admin, 10 out of 10, because it was on point. They did. It wasn't just one attack; it was one after the other, after the other, after the other. It was just pure brilliance. And also fair play to also Mesut Ozil at the end of the game went into the crowd and gave his shirt to a young kid as well.
That's a good touch.
So
that's a good touch.
Yeah,
especially when you got Ryan Sessegnon apparently refused to go over at the end of the Fulham game to give a kid his shirt, apparently. But that's them.
No class.
That's modern football for you, lads.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to shoot.
Yeah, I was going to say thanks. Yeah, I was going to say thanks for coming on.
Colin, nice seeing you, Colin.
Colin, when can the guys find you now? Because obviously you're now doing stuff with Alex on his channel.
Yeah. We've got the Voice of Reason on the Wednesday, which I'll be recording tomorrow. To say it's going to be interesting will be an understatement. It's probably going to involve a lot of roasting. I don't know. It might. I don't know. I
wonder who you could be voting.
Many people. Who knows? But yeah, we've got that. There's also fan comments in on there as well.
Okay.
Alex is in on that. Raz is in on that, and there'll be guests in and around there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Cannon Fodder TV is something that is, how would I put it? It appeals to every Arsenal fan, despite their opinions on said topic. And there's no right or wrong with it. It's like, okay, if you don't agree with me, like, you can just tell me why you don't, and it is what it is. We'll have a friendly discussion about it.
very free flowing.
Yeah.
Meeting you guys on the channel as well, and we support everyone social media wise, and we get the love back as well. So when Alex says the channel for Arsenal fans around the world, we generally mean everyone. It doesn't matter where you're from, just the most important point is that you love Arsenal. Put your point across. You can have it just like you do, Ryan, and the same with Colin and Mube and everyone. It's an open forum, and it's a genuine pleasure.
Yeah, and also with it, the comments that we get are an important part of it, and we don't just mean for fan comments as well. Like for every segment that we do, and the thing is, it's all every comment will go through. We won't be like some channels that just pick some specific ones. We'll always look through them, and we'll always take the time to go through every one of them. And there's also the easy talks as well. Like there's the full length ones, there's the bite-sized ones. Although last week was meant to be a bite-size, but turned into a full version. So sometimes it goes like that. But do you know what? Right? It's always a fun time while we're over there, and do you know what? It's debate as well, and admittedly, sometimes, I mean, maybe this is my doing, but there's always the little heated debate about a certain number 10.
Yeah.
But do you know what? It's not heated in the sense that it breaks down into
it's not like a full rant.
No, it doesn't break down into arguments. It's always like it's friendly debate and stuff like that. And do you know what? If you've not already, mate, please subscribe to the channel. Like honestly, Alex and Raz and myself work our bollocks off for it. So if that doesn't earn a subscribe from you, I don't know what the fuck does.
We'll be putting all the links to social medias and Canon for the TV into the description afterwards. So anyone that hasn't, go subscribe. It is good. It is good, really good content, consistent as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
hi guys.
Cheers for coming on anyway.
See you, lads.
Very much, Ryan. Nice to see you again, Cole. And then on to the next match. The next one.
Yeah, man.
Take care, guys.
Take care.
And I'm out.